How to make a solid model of this lamp. Joe Cerrone, CAD 136. We're going to draw the two-dimensional geometry for this lamp, and we're going to use a revolve to create this shape. You can use an architectural scale to scale the dimensions. I'm just going to create a print screen file of the drawing and then insert it into the title block and trace over it. And then we're going to go through and take that and trace our geometry on top of it. And then we'll create the three-dimensional geometry by creating a revolve. So I have the file, and the file is in this project 14-4 lamp. If we download the drawing file and download the image file, and then what you're going to want to do is have both of these files in the same directory. I'm going to just work off of the downloads directory. So I'm going to open it. And so when it opens, you should get the PDF or the JPEG image underneath it. And what I've done is I've created a layer 0 with a line weight. And what you can do is you can create a new layer if you'd like, and we can call this one body. Let's call it shade. Let's do that one first because it's easier. You can choose a color for that. And then make that layer current by hitting the green check mark. And we're going to just create the lampshade right here. I have the line weights on. I'm going to just get a regular line and I'm going to select it. And then you can see the measurements are pretty close. This says 10 feet right to here. I'm going to make it right to here. And I think it looks to me like it's got, I'm not sure what that is, but we're going to go like this with just a little tab there, and then we'll hit escape. And so that's going to be the shade. And then let's create a layer for the body. And so we'll go to our layer properties and we'll make a new layer. And we'll call it body. And you can choose a color for that. We'll make that current. And then we'll trace the outline for the revolve. And so as we look at this, polylines would be pretty good for that because we can create a polyline and we can make straight lines and arced lines with that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to select right here is our starting point, and then we'll bring that out, and then you can type A or hit the down arrow and select arc and kind of bring that down. It'll stay in arc mode. Now it doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to just kind of throw it in there and then we'll use grips to make it fit more to the shape. And there's nobody that says it has to look exactly like their lamp. And then when I get down to this point, I'm going to go with a relatively straight line. And so I'm going to hit the down arrow and I'm going to go with line. And then I'll go with line, and then I'll go back and make the polyline arc, and then I'll go down arrow and I'll say line, and I'll bring it back to here. I probably should have drawn a line from the top straight to this point. I might be able to track one. I'll just eyeball it. And then we'll hit escape. And we will then kind of modify it with grips. And so you can click on it. And then you can grab this grip here. And just kind of tweak that in there. And we can do the same with the other arc. You can grab this grip. This one's not so bad. And we can hit escape. And then I'm just going to connect the top edge with the bottom. And so I'll say line. And let's do, yeah, we can just do regular line. I was going to make polyline, but okay, so that's the shape for the lamp. And let's save it in case we have a problem. And we'll save that with our initials, project 14 lamp. So I'll just add my initials to that. I'm going to leave mine in the downloads at this point. And then we're going to go and take this and revolve it. Now, to revolve it, what we'll do is we'll go and grab an isometric view. And then we will select the revolve command. Now, it's easier to go and switch the workspace over to 3D modeling. And then we're going to go and select revolve. And so here's revolve. We need to select this line right here and this other little line here. And so we'll start with the lampshade. We'll select this line and we'll select this line. We'll hit enter and then it will ask us the axis, and so we'll hit this point here and this point here, and then as we move this we should be able to see it, and it looks like the graphics card kind of gets in the way when it sees that JPEG image. But we'll say 360, which is what the number is giving us down here, so we can just kind of hit enter there and it'll bring that around full circle. We can turn off this image if we put it on a layer and turn it off, and so I'm going to do that. I'll make a layer. I'm just going to type in layer because make it kind of hard to find the layer properties sometimes. And I'll say new and I'll call it image. I do this quite a bit where I'll put images and then I'll trace over them, and then I'll turn the image layer off. And it's not current because it doesn't have a green check mark, so I just created it, which means then if I want to go and put something else, I'm going to hit escape and click on that image, and then I'm going to put it on the layer that's turned off. So there we go. That's been cleaned up, and then we're going to revolve this other component. You'll notice it revolved in the color of the layer, so I'm going to go and click on that and put that on the lampshade image layer, or lampshade layer. There we go. And then I'm in the body layer, and so I'm going to revolve this shape now, and so we'll say revolve, we'll select it, we'll hit enter, and then we'll go and grab the endpoints of the axis, and then we'll revolve this 360 degrees. You can certainly make a light bulb if you'd like. We probably should have done that in the two-dimensional area, so we're just going to leave that part out. We'll save it again, just because it looks great. We don't want to goof it up. And then we're going to do a 3D revolve, and so right over here, rotate gizmo. So I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to put a box on all of this, and I'm going to click on this axis, and I'm just going to flip it up 90 degrees. It didn't quite go. It doesn't look 90. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's good. It's just one of those things. All right, and so if we hit escape, this completes our tutorial of how to create the solid model of the lamp.